Hey Shark Pups, today we are reacting to another video, and the channel that we're going to be reacting to is called Visual Venture. You guys are probably very familiar with this channel. I am certainly familiar with this channel. He has non-stop been bringing out bangers after bangers, so I thought today, why not react to one of his videos? So one of these videos that we're going to be reacting to, which is titled Cartoon Episodes Banned for Controversial Reasons. And yeah, so without wasting any more time, Shark Pups, let's get right into it.
What happens when a cartoon causes panic, outrage, or even medical emergencies? It gets banned. Today we'll look at cartoon episodes banned for being too controversial. My goal this year is to give you guys double the amount of videos that I upload for you guys, but it's actually turning out to be a more daunting task than I realized because, you know, we're not some content farm or anything, but I am not going to give up, and it would really help if you subscribe so you do not miss any of our new videos. And I promise.
Yeah guys, make sure you go over to his channel and show him so much love and support. Make sure you subscribe, like all his videos, please, because this guy, he grinds. He grinds through every video, and I respect his hard work and dedication. I really do. But also don't forget to subscribe to this channel as well, and also like, and yeah. So
To do my best for you guys. I'm Visual Venture, and as always, you guys are awesome. Peppa Pig. In 2004, Peppa Pig released an episode called Mr. Skinny Legs. Kids loved it, but when parents...
Wait, I think I know this episode because I used to watch Peppa Pig when I was like 5 or 6, and I think Mr. Skinny Legs was literally about George finding a spider in the family house's sink, and he brought it to Pepper and her I think it was like a playhouse. She brought it to him, to her, I mean. Sorry, my camera keeps quitting. Yeah, George brought the spider to her. She panicked, and then yeah, I remember seeing this one because obviously I have a really bad fear of spiders. I can't look at spiders or even be around a spider without panicking or feeling like my skin wants to turn inside out. But yeah, I think I remember this episode. It literally feels like yesterday I saw this one. But this one was, yeah, I didn't like it very much.
it, but when parents saw it, they panicked because that episode told kids to do something that could be deadly. And this wasn't a small issue. Peppa Pig was influencing millions of children. Its official channel has over 40 million subscribers. It also has 30 billion views across 8,000 videos. So you can imagine how many kids watch it. Peppa Pig was made for preschoolers, and these kids are still learning how the world works. That means kids don't just watch Peppa, they copy her. So what dangerous lesson did this episode teach? In this episode, George finds a spider in the bathroom. Instead of running away, he picks it up.
George likes the spider. The spider likes George.
George shows the spider to Peppa.
I don't like the spider. See, no, I was right. This is how it plays out and stuff. I was right. I don't like the spider. The spider can go back down the sink. I don't like him. Don't like him.
But when she sees it, she panics.
You have to help me with the tea party.
Eventually, Daddy Pig comes.
I'm sorry, but Peppa is literally doing the right thing. She's literally doing the right thing of running away and screaming. Because I'm sorry, there is no spider in the entire world that is safe. Maybe except for jumping spiders, but there is no spider in the world that is even safe to even go near or touch or anything. There is literally a spider called the Black Widow. There is literally a spider called the Brown Recluse that if it bites you, your skin or your flesh literally starts to rot away and you have to get that arm or leg or whatever amputated. Or if you don't receive the right kind of treatment, you can literally die. I don't know if I'm right, if that's what brown recluse do, but and it's literally a spider called the caramel spider that literally chases you. I'm sorry, I don't like spiders. There is no spider out there that is safe to hold or touch or go near. No.
To calm Peppa down. He calmly explains that spiders are very, very small and can't hurt you. So instead of getting rid of the spider, he encourages Peppa to befriend it. By the end of the episode, Peppa is about to have a tea party with the spider.
Mummy, Daddy, sit down. We are all going to have tea with Mr. Skinny Legs.
The message is straightforward. Kids shouldn't be scared of spiders because spiders are harmless. For most of the world, it was a reasonable lesson, but in Australia, it was unacceptable because Australian spiders aren't just scary, they're deadly. Australia reports over 2,000 serious spider incidents every year. Some of the world's most poisonous spiders live there. One bite from the wrong.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at the fangs on that thing. Like, no. Like, no. I'm sorry, kids. If I have kids watching, don't. If you see a spider, any type of spider, no matter how big, small, doesn't matter. You get an adult. You get an adult to deal with it. Or if it's like outside somewhere, don't go near it, don't touch it. But if it's like say in your room or in your toys or in your bed, just anywhere, get an adult to deal with the spider. Please, under no circumstance, befriend or touch or do anything with a spider because you don't know what that thing can do. Okay? And I don't understand people who have spiders as pets. Like I'm not trying to like be mean or attack people who have like spiders as pets, but I really don't understand how you do it. I don't. Like if anything, I respect you, but I'm afraid for you. Like mm-mm.
One bite from the wrong one can end a person in minutes. Telling kids to treat spiders like friends in this case was a very bad idea. Luckily, parents in Australia noticed the episode quickly. They went on a campaign to get it banned. Australia's public broadcasters, ABC and Nick Jr., were the first to ban the cartoon. They said it sent the inappropriate message that spiders are friendly and not to be feared. But they didn't stop there. Another Peppa Pig episode featuring the same spider character was also banned in Australia. It became an unofficial policy, no spider friendly.
Yeah, not even that. It makes sense because like Australia is literally full of like dangerous animals, creatures, anything. Like I feel like literally everything in Australia could like kill you or hurt you really badly. So like for them to be very worried about this series makes a lot of sense because they have a lot of dangerous spiders over there. A lot of very dangerous spiders. Like everything that you can imagine that could kill you in the worst way is all in Australia. Like, yeah.
Spider-friendly messages on Australian TV. If you know this next cartoon, you'd be surprised that it is surprisingly vulgar for what it's supposed to be. Dexter's Laboratory. Dexter's Laboratory was one of Cartoon Network's biggest shows, but people don't know that one episode was loaded with so much profanity that it had to be buried. It's shocking because the concept of the show was so innocent. Dexter's Laboratory was about Dexter, a boy genius with a secret lab under his bedroom. But one person made his life a living hell, his loud, annoying sister, Dee Dee. The series started in 1995, but just 2 years later, in 1997, they created...
Yeah, I probably wouldn't even know this. To be honest, I think my stepdad would know this cartoon. I don't know this cartoon. I was like brought up with like Peppa Pig, Dora Explorer, Hannah Montana. What else can I think of? And like a bunch more that I can see, but I just don't remember the name of them. But those are like the cartoons that I used to watch. So I don't know. I'm probably not gonna know half of these like cartoons that he's probably gonna like mention. But I don't know what Dexter is. I'm sorry, I just don't. If you do, let me know. But like I don't. So yeah.
the most offensive episode ever. The episode was titled Rude Removal, and as soon as you see the title card, you'll know there's a problem. Dee Dee flips the middle finger, and Dexter moons the camera. The story wasn't any better. Dexter is fed up with Dee Dee's rude behavior, so he builds a machine to remove her behavior literally. He's going to zap the rudeness out of her.
This machine has the ability to remove and contain the most annoying personality trait known to man: rudeness.
But Dee Dee refuses to cooperate.
Oh yeah? You're the rude one, brother.
Dexter and Dee Dee fight and fall inside the machine together. That's when it goes from bad to worse. The machine malfunctions. Instead of removing their bad behavior, the machine duplicates them. Now there's a polite Dexter and a polite Dee Dee. And there's a rude Dexter and a rude Dee Dee. And when I say rude, I mean vulgar.
Let up, Ollie. Beats the crap out of me. Why, you're in Dexter's laboratory, silly.
The rude versions of Dexter and Dee Dee drop the F word over and over again.
Oh dear.
The episode was finished and ready to air on TV. The last step was Cartoon Network's approval. Executives watched the final cut and they were horrified. They banned the episode on the spot. They didn't even show it to a test audience. They just pulled it. Rude Removal never aired on TV, but animators mentioned it in interviews. But they had no footage to back up their claims. For years, fans assumed Rude Removal was just a rumor. Then in 2013, Cartoon Network broke the silence. They confirmed the episode was real, and they were going to put it online. Even after the announcement, some fans refused to believe it. They left comments like, "It doesn't exist. Prepare to be disappointed." When are you people gonna realize that Rude Removal doesn't exist? But Cartoon Network wasn't bluffing. They uploaded the full episode online through Adult Swim. It was raw and uncensored, exactly as it was made in 1997.
Hey, watch where you're throwing that. Let's go.
The video went viral, and today you can find Rude Removal with a
That's so bad. What makes them? No, honestly, I've been sitting here like listening to what he's saying about it, and like in my brain, all I'm thinking is like, what makes them think that's a good idea? Like, that's not a good idea. Like, what makes them think that putting something like that in front of kids is a great idea? Like, if anything, you're giving the parents more work to try and like clean that out of their child's mouth. Like, I'm sorry? Hello? Like...
Rude Removal with a quick search on Google. Up next is a cartoon that played too much with the devil. Darkwing Duck. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, America was in the middle of something called the Satanic Panic. At the time, people believed that cults were trying to recruit and harm kids. One of the biggest fears was that TV shows were filled with hidden messages designed to lure children into the occult. And right in the middle of that Satanic Panic, Disney released a cartoon where a child made a deal with the devil. It went as badly as you'd expect. The controversial episode aired in October 1992 on the Darkwing Duck TV show. Darkwing Duck followed Drake Mallard, a mild-mannered duck by day, but at night he became a superhero called Darkwing. Each episode...
So wait. So is this like Batman, where like during the day he's like this successful, wealthy man, but at night he's this shrouded figure at night called Batman, the Dark Knight, shall I say? And he like defeats villains at night and stuff. Is this what this is, but like a dark version? Not to like be rude or anything, but is this what it is? But it sounds cool. Like, this sounds amazing. This sounds bomb as like a cartoon. That sounds cool. They should bring this back. But like, obviously I'm guessing there's a reason why they can't bring it back. But this sounds really cool and interesting.
Showed him fighting criminals while trying to raise his daughter, Gosselin. But one episode went in a direction no one expected. It was titled Hot Spells. In the story, Gosselin visits a magic school. Almost immediately, she was bullied by the mean kids at school. Upset and alone, she wanders through the halls. That's when she meets the school janitor. But this isn't a normal janitor. For starters, he had a strange name.
Bring Yorick in, will you? The name's Beelzebub, chief custodian.
His name is BLZ for Beelzebub. Now, Beelzebub isn't a made-up cartoon character. He's very real. In the Bible, he's Prince of Devils. In many other religions, Beelzebub is one of the 7 princes of hell. That means he's a very powerful and dangerous demon. So in this cartoon, the janitor is Beelzebub in disguise. He realizes that Gosselin is struggling and offers to help. He leads her into a secret library filled with forbidden spell books, and he convinces her to cast a spell. Gosselin reads from one of the books and casts a dark spell. She feels powerful. She thinks she's becoming a real magician. But there's one thing Beelzebub hasn't told her.
Let me guess. The one thing he hasn't told her, which is so classic with these types of tropes or scenarios, is she makes a deal with the devil. In return, the devil wants her soul. Am I right? Or am I wrong? Like, come on. It's so classic. It's so classic and so cliche. But like, what makes him think that this is a good idea for kids? Because it's like showing kids that, hey, making a deal with the devil is a great idea because you will get like everything you want, and like trying to make it like look good when it's not a good thing. It's a very, 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 very bad thing. Yeah, no, I feel like because of the whole like satanic thing that was happening at the time, I feel like they were probably like trying to capitalize on it, trying to like grab a bit of fame and attention from it while it was still like quite a big thing that was going on. And that's a really, really bad idea. Really, really bad idea, because you want attention, but you're getting the wrong kind of attention while also teaching a very bad lesson to kids. Like, not good whatsoever.
Using that dark spell means she's drawing power from him. Without realizing it, Gosselin just made a deal with the devil. Eventually, Beelzebub drops the disguise and reveals his true form.
Okay, where do you think your power came from,
From there, the story gets more unsettling. Beelzebub tries to drag someone to hell. Darkwing tries to stop him. A lot happens, but in the end, they defeat Beelzebub. It was obviously a weird story, but somehow Disney approved it and it aired on TV. The backlash was instant. The moment it aired, phone lines at ABC lit up. Parents were furious. They saw—
No, honestly, the way Disney has been going lately, I'm not surprised they approved of it. I am not surprised, because lately I don't feel like Disney knows what they're doing anymore, because every movie that they have bring out lately has just been trash. Like, I'm sorry, Disney, but like, you are going downhill. Like, you're going downhill really badly. Because, my God, am I not surprised? Because I remember when I was like 6 to like 10, they were bringing out like bangers after bangers of like movies. Now it's like, what the hell are they doing? You know? Like, I'm not surprised.
Parents were furious. They saw a little girl gaining power by making a deal with a demon. To them, the cartoon made it look like working with the devil had rewards. During the height of satanic panic, that message was explosive. Many parents already believed TV was pushing kids toward the occult. Now they felt like they had proof. ABC panicked. Disney pulled the episode the very next day. They refused to rerun it, sell it, or stream it anywhere. The only copies that exist today are the ones people recorded on VHS the night it aired. This next cartoon has been banned for nearly 100 years. Mickey Mouse. In the
Of course, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Once again, Disney. And it happens to be Mickey Mouse. I'm not surprised. Again, I feel Disney has made so many mistakes that I don't understand how they still keep doing it. Like, you would think after all these mistakes that they would like at least learn something, but they haven't quite clearly. Like, I'm not surprised that the next one is about Mickey Mouse, honestly.
1920s, Mickey Mouse cartoons followed the same pattern. Mickey got into trouble. He found a way out. Everything ended on a happy note. That formula made Mickey Mouse a hit from the late 1920s into the early 1930s. Then Disney made a mistake. They broke the pattern. And what they created was so disturbing that theaters refused to show it. It became one of the first cartoons ever banned. The controversial cartoon came out in 1933. It was titled The Mad Doctor. The cartoon begins with Mickey waking up to strange noises. His dog Pluto is crying because he's being kidnapped by a hooded figure. The kidnapper drags the dog through the woods. It's a scary scene with wind, thunder, and lightning. Pluto is taken into a dark castle. Inside, the hooded figure removes his cloak. It's the Mad Doctor, a crazy scientist obsessed with animal experiments, and he kidnapped Pluto for his next experiment. The doctor plans to cut off Pluto's head, sew it onto a chicken's body, and see if the creature can lay eggs that hatch into puppies. Yeah, that's the actual
What makes you think that that's gonna work? What makes you think that's gonna work? To cut off a dog's head, put it on a chicken, and then to expect him or hope that he's gonna birth out a chicken dog. Like, what makes you think that that's gonna work? That's like me dyeing my hair pink and hoping that my daughter or my son comes out with pink hair. Like, where's the logic in that? That makes no sense. Huh? By the way, I don't know if you're familiar with that story, but there is actually a lady that actually tried to do that. She actually tried to dye her hair pink and was hoping that her daughter would come out with pink hair because she wanted her daughter so badly to have pink hair. I don't know if you're familiar with that story, but it's a thing. But like, what?
Yeah, that's the actual plot of a Mickey Mouse cartoon. In the lab, Pluto and a chicken are strapped to operating tables. The experiment is about to begin. Meanwhile, Mickey races through the castle to rescue his dog, but it's a trap. The Mad Doctor captures Mickey and ties him down. Then he lowers a massive buzzsaw toward Mickey's body. He wants to chop Mickey.
Also, wait, by the way, that doctor, he's creepy. I don't like how he's moving, how he's smiling, everything, how big his eyes are. I don't like it. He's creepy. I think I would have been really creeped out by this if I was like little, if I was like, 6 again. I think I would be really like creeped out by this. I can see why this was banned. But like, what lesson does this teach kids? This doesn't teach kids anything. If anything, this teaches kids to be more scared of doctors than they already are. Like, what?
Chop Mickey in half. Mickey can't break free. Then just before it's too late, Mickey wakes up. It was all a dream. Mickey is in his bedroom and Pluto is safe. The dog runs into Mickey's arms. So why on earth did Disney make such a terrifying cartoon? Well, they said it was supposed to be a tribute to classic horror movies like Frankenstein. But viewers didn't care about the tribute. They only cared about how disturbing it felt. Back in the early 1930s, most people didn't have TV sets at home. So cartoons like Mickey Mouse were shown in theaters. Theaters in the US were the first to see The Mad Doctor, and they disliked it so much that many flat out refused to play it. The theaters said it looked too scary for kids. Some other countries felt the same. In the UK, the Board of Film Censors banned it. Then Germany banned it too. Clearly people didn't love this cartoon. After that, The Mad Doctor disappeared. Disney put it aside and stopped promoting it. But it didn't disappear forever. For some reason, folks at Disney didn't set up the copyright for The Mad Doctor properly, and that copyright error allowed it to slip into the public domain. That's why today you can find The Mad Doctor on YouTube.
I'm not surprised.
It's one of the few Mickey cartoons you can legally watch for free. This next cartoon was so disturbing, it never even made it to the screen. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2003. If you grew up in the 2000s, you probably watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The show followed 4 turtle brothers who fight crime. It was action-packed and perfect for kids, but in 2000.
Oh my god, when I tell you my childhood was full of Ninja Turtles and other things like Pokemon and stuff. Oh my god, Ninja Turtles was like everything. I used to watch Ninja Turtles like every day. But this episode he's probably gonna mention, I probably won't know because I wasn't watching it like that much. But like, yeah.
2005, one episode pushed the show into nightmare territory. It was titled Insane in the Membrane, and it centered around one character, Baxter Stockman. Baxter started out as a genius scientist, but he worked for Shredder, the Turtles' main enemy. Every time
I'm sorry, I also have to mention, Shredder is such a cool character. Like, he's such a cool character. I don't care what anyone has to say, he's such a cool character. He has a cool villain name. He looks cool. Even in like the live action one, like the movie one, he looks cool, but he looks more scarier and actually more serious in the movie version. But like, he's such a cool villain. Like, he has a cool name and everything. Like, if I wanted to be a minion or like a henchman for someone, I would I would definitely be down for him, for Shredder. Like, I don't care what anyone has to say. That's my opinion, okay?
Time Baxter failed, Shredder punished him with surgery. Each failure cost him a part of his body. By the time this episode begins, Baxter isn't even human. He's just a brain and a spine floating inside a glass tank. But Baxter refuses to give up. He wants to rebuild his body. However, a friend warns him about the dangers. Rebuilding a body from scratch could damage his mind. Baxter doesn't care. He's a genius, and he finds a way to clone a new version of himself. And at first, it works perfectly. He can walk, he can speak, he feels human again. Then his new body starts to fall apart literally. His skin, his fingers, and his face begin to disintegrate. As his body decays...
You know what? The more that I think about it now, maybe being a henchman for Shredder is not a great idea if he's the type of boss to rip you apart to a point that you're just a brain. So maybe that's not a great idea to be his little sidekick or henchman or whatever. So maybe I will retract maybe 20% of what I said. But yeah.
So does his mind.
This experiment is a catastrophe!
By the end of the episode, Baxter has completely lost his mind. It no longer feels like a kid's cartoon. It feels more like a psychological horror. The Ninja Turtles cartoon was rated TV Y7. That means the show is designed for kids over age 7. This episode went far beyond that rating. It showed a mental breakdown and emotional torment. It was extreme even for adults. Fox executives watched the final cut before it aired. They were reportedly horrified. They said there was no way they could air the episode, and that was it. The Insane in the Membrane episode vanished. But not completely. It didn't air in the United States, but a few months later, it quietly aired in the UK. Fans recorded the episode on VHS tapes and uploaded it onto the internet. That's how it began to spread. Over time, Insane in the Membrane became a legend. It was a banned Ninja Turtles episode that most fans couldn't find. Nearly a decade later, in August 2015, Nicktoons finally aired it in the US. This was its first official broadcast, but the cartoon in our next chapter aired it before it got banned, and it triggered one of the messiest controversies in kids' TV. Tiny Toon Adventures. Tiny Toon Adventures was about the adventures of young cartoon characters. They lived in the same world as Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, and Porky Pig. Like most cartoons, it tried to teach kids important lessons. And in 1991, the show picked a very sensitive topic: alcohol. They wanted to show children the dangers of drinking, but the way they handled it made the episode extremely disturbing. The episode was part of a 3-story special called Elephant Issues. One of those segments was titled One Beer, and it got straight to the point. It opens with Buster Bunny, Plucky Duck, and Hampton Pig hanging out inside a house. These 3 cartoon characters are kids. They open the fridge and look at their options.
Juice, milk, soda, or a cold one.
They find a bottle of beer and debate whether to drink it.
Buster, this isn't like you. I know, but in this episode, we're showing the evils of alcohol.
Eventually, they gulp it down. Just one beer. Within seconds, they're stumbling around. Because of the alcohol, they're not thinking straight, so they steal a police car. If that isn't bad enough, they drive the car straight off a cliff. There's a huge explosion. The next shot shows the 3 of them floating up into heaven. That's the whole story. 1 drink, 1 car crash, 1 trip to the afterlife. Before it ends, the characters make sure the...
Wait. What makes them think this is a good idea? This is not a good idea. This is a terrible idea. There's a way better... I'm sorry, but there is a way better way of teaching kids how bad alcohol is. Like, this is not a great way to show kids whatsoever. Like, this is like almost scaring kids into not touching alcohol, which kids shouldn't be touching alcohol anyway. But like, no, there's such a better way they could have done this. This is bad. This is really bad.
Characters make sure the audience hears the lesson, just in case some didn't get it.
I hope the kids got the message. Yeah, drinking's uncool. So do we get to do a funny episode tomorrow? I hope so.
The creator of the show later explained what they were trying to achieve. He said the segment was a parody of old public service announcements, the kind that used over the top to scare kids straight. But parents didn't see it as a parody.
No, the thing is, right, I see what they're trying to do, but they went about it in the worst way possible. Like, literally the worst way possible. Like, there was such a much better way they could have done this. Oh my god. But I get what they were trying to do, but they did it in such a bad way.
And they didn't feel like the lesson about alcohol made sense. To them, it was a shocking story where everyone dies in the end. After the episode aired, angry parents bombarded the network with complaints. Cartoon characters getting wasted, crashing a cop car, and passing away wasn't suitable for kids. Fox had no choice. They banned the episode. It never aired in the United States again. Fox Kids also removed it from syndication. That means that other channels couldn't buy the rights to show it anymore. It wasn't even on VHS or DVD collections. The goal was to erase One Beer completely, but some viewers recorded it the night it aired in 1991. Years later, that VHS copy made its way into the internet. That's the only reason we can still watch One Beer today. Kids' cartoon characters losing their lives is bad, but this next episode allegedly caused a real-life tragedy. Beavis and Butthead. A scene in a cartoon was blamed for costing someone their life, and that cartoon is still popular today. Beavis and Butthead. Beavis and Butthead is about two dumb teenagers who cause chaos wherever they go. When they aren't out causing trouble, they're sitting on the couch binge-watching TV. The jokes on the show were edgy, the kind of humor teenagers love. But in 1993, one episode pushed things too far. It was titled Comedians. The Comedians episode begins.
I'm sorry, I just wanna say, this is really old. Like, some of these are, like, ahead of my time. And some of them I've, like, never seen in my entire life. But this is definitely ahead of my time. I'm wondering if my stepdad would probably know some of these. Probably my mom. But my mom wasn't around TV a whole lot, so she probably wouldn't know. But, like, yeah, some of these are, like, ahead of my time. I've never heard of this cartoon before. But I can only imagine, like, you know, what happened and stuff. Like, you know, what caused it to be banned and stuff.
Like any other. Beavis and Butthead are watching TV, laughing at whatever comes on. They see a stand-up comedian on screen, and they're inspired. Suddenly, they decide they want to be comedians too. Most people would write jokes or practice before going on stage. But Beavis and Butthead don't think that far ahead. They head out to a local comedy club with no preparation. Once they're on stage, the disaster begins. Butthead goes first.
What's green and red and goes 100 miles an hour? A frog in a blender. Get it?
Nobody laughs. He tries other jokes, but the crowd boos and kicks him off stage. Beavis goes next. His jokes also fail. People walk out in frustration. In his desperation, Beavis does something reckless. He sets the newspapers on fire and starts juggling. And then the club burns to the ground. That was a joke. He played with fire and burnt down a building. It was supposed to be another edgy joke, but this time it didn't stay a joke. 1 month later, a 5-year-old boy from Ohio found a lighter in his family's mobile home. He started playing with it and the fire broke out. By the time it was over, his sister was gone. She was only 2. The tragedy shocked the country, but what came next shocked people even more. The victim's mother claimed her son loved watching Beavis and Butthead. Reporters connected the house fire to the episode Comedians. They figured that the cartoon taught the boy to play with fire. In other words, they were blaming Beavis and Butthead for the tragedy. The media ran with the story. Suddenly, Beavis and Butthead wasn't just crude, it was dangerous. Even the town's fire chief spoke out. He said, if you get these cartoon characters saying it's fun to play with fire, this is going to stick in that kid's mind. MTV went into crisis mode. They removed every
No, honestly, that is so true. It's not even just like with a cartoon. I feel like it's with literally anything. Like if you say any like rude words or do anything, just do anything in front of a kid, right? They will literally pick it up so quickly, and then the next thing you know, they're doing it. You know, or they're like saying that bad word you said like last week. You know, like you gotta be so careful what you show kids and what you say in front of kids as well. Because oh my gosh. Because the way that I had to be careful around my little sister, because she would just pick up like any bad words I said and stuff, and like, oh boy.
Fire-related scene from the show. Even old episodes were re-edited. Beavis had a catchphrase, fire, fire.
Fire! fired.
MTV cut it out completely. They changed it to Fryer Fryer. They also pushed Beavis and Butthead to a later time slot. Then they added a new disclaimer before every episode, warning kids never.
And they only just decide now to do that? When it's too late, now they decide to put a disclaimer. I feel like every cartoon should do this. I feel like every cartoon should at least put like a disclaimer or something to be like, hey kids, like don't do this, you know? But the fact that they're only now just deciding to do this is like, it looks bad. It's bad. Like,
Ever to imitate Beavis and Butthead, but the backlash kept growing. It still felt like MTV hadn't done enough, so the network banned the comedians episode completely. It never aired on TV again. When the episode finally came out on DVD, the fire scene was cut. The original version survived only because fans taped it when it was first aired. But there's a final twist in this story. So remember the kid who started the fire in the trailer? He grew up, and years later in 2008, he revealed the truth. He said his family never had cable. They couldn't afford it, so he couldn't have watched Beavis and Butthead. But why did his mother lie? He said she made it up because she had substance issues and wanted attention. But the worst revelation was this. After the fire started, his mom called a news station before calling the fire department. By the time anyone learned the truth, it didn't matter. For years, people blamed Beavis and Butthead for the tragedy. The damage was done.
wait, are you serious? Are you actually serious? Oh my god. Oh my god. Like, that is really bad. That is really, really bad. Oh my god. So, oh no, you don't know. That's actually really annoyed me. So not only did, like, a cartoon company lose millions of dollars because of one episode that they've made that, you know, they were told, and, you know, like, oh my god. And she did all this just for attention. Like, she wanted to ruin the fun for kids just for a bit of attention. And then instead of calling the fire brigade, she calls the news people, which, by the way, ended up making her daughter, lose her life because of her poor decisions, but also her selfish decision to want some attention. Are you serious? Like, she literally took the moment. Oh my, no, that's actually really, really bad. That's really, really bad. But that's also angered me as well. Because in that moment, that child's life could have been saved. But then not even that, she literally caused a company millions of dollars. And then ended up having one of their, like, episodes banned completely. Or series or whatever banned. Like, that, no. Like, oh my god.
The next episode on this list is banned everywhere on Earth. That's how bad it is. Pokemon. Cartoons aren't supposed to send kids to the emergency room, but in 1990,
I know I said this before, but Pokemon was so much in my childhood. So much in my childhood. Like, I even had, like, a little figurine of these two Pokemons. I don't remember their names. I'll probably like insert, like, a picture or something, but these were, like, the two Pokemons that I had. They were blue. There was one blue one and there was one red one. I remember I had a blue one. I remember I left my blue Pokemon in my... because I was in nursery at the time, but I remember I left it in my drawer where you would, like, put your homework and your pencil case and everything. I remember leaving it in my drawer. And some kid decided to go into my drawer and steal it from me. So then when I went back to go and find it, to go and play with it and stuff, it was gone. And my poor little heart was broken when my Pokemon figurine was stolen. My figurine, and my dad was so mad at me because he spent so much money on it as well to get me that, and I lost it, or someone stole it from me. And, like, oh my gosh. But yeah, no, Pokemon was so much in my life. Like, I remember I had, like, a little cube, like, call me old, but, like, I had a cube, and I had like all like the very ancient old games that you wouldn't see these days now. Like I had the old Zelda, I had like this one game, I forgot what it's called, but it's like a bunch of like these little like fruits, I think they are, and they like follow you around, but they're like yellow, blue, and red, and they follow you around, and you can find them, and the more that you find them, I don't know, I don't remember like the rest of it because I haven't played that game in decades. But like I also had a Pokemon game, and yeah, and I also had like a DS that I would play Pokemon on. By the way, my favorite Pokemon are these two Pokemons. Again, I'll show you like a picture or something, but those two are my favorite Pokemons. If you have a favorite Pokemon, please let me know in the comments down below. But like Pokemon was so much in my childhood. I even still have like a DVD of one of the very, very, very old like Pokemon episodes, like the movie of literally I can't speak, literally of the Pokemon figurines I had. I literally have a movie of that. But yeah, no, Pokemon was so much in my childhood.
7, one episode of Pokemon did exactly that. To understand how that happened, you need to know the characters on the show. I mean, I assume you know them already, but just in case. The series followed a boy named Ash Ketchum. He traveled the world catching magical creatures called Pokemon. His favorite was Pikachu. Pikachu was like a yellow mouse that could generate bursts of electricity. In almost every episode, Pikachu battled other Pokemon as they traveled. And during one of those battles, the problem happened. The episode was titled Electric Soldier Porygon. It was first aired in Japan in December 1997. In the episode, Ash and his friends meet a strange Pokemon named Porygon. It's a creature made entirely of data. Eventually, Ash and his friends bump into the bad guys on the show, Team Rocket.
Team Rocket! The Pokemon Center is in panic because of you guys! Stop it right now!
They get into a fight, and during the battle, Pikachu releases an electric blast. That moment created a crisis for viewers. To animate Pikachu's power, the studio used bright red and blue flashing lights. The lights flickered rapidly, faster than the eye could handle. This is a scene with the flashing removed. The scene lasted just a few seconds, but the effects were instant. Across Japan, kids watching the episode began collapsing. Some had seizures, some passed out, others struggled to breathe. Paramedics raced from home to home. Hospitals couldn't keep up. The press called it Pokemon shock. By the end of the night, 685 kids were hospitalized, all because of one scene in a cartoon. Pokemon was pulled from TV immediately. The show didn't return for 4 months. Even the government got involved. Japan introduced new rules restricting flashing lights in cartoons. Electric Soldier Porygon was banned worldwide. It never officially aired anywhere again. This episode holds the Guinness World Record for most seizures caused by a TV broadcast. It even became a pop culture.
That's actually crazy. It has its own world record for like the most seizures. That's insane. That's crazy.
Reference. In one episode of The Simpsons, the family visits Tokyo. They turn on the TV and Bart asks,
And then as far as to get mocked or made fun of by like another like cartoon, very successful cartoon company. Like that's insane.
Isn't this that cartoon that causes seizures?
It was funny, but the real event was tragic. For hundreds of viewers, that Pokemon episode was the most dangerous cartoon ever broadcast. My friends, if you see something inappropriate for kids online, report it. Especially now with the internet being so much more advanced than many of these cartoons. Because you never know, that could make a bigger difference in a kid's life than you think. Visual Venture.
Okay guys, so that's the end of the video. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe to become a Shark Pup, and also let me know down in the comments, I can't speak. Let me know down in the comments below if you recognize any of these cartoons. If not, I don't know, let me know what other cartoons you've seen. But yeah, bye guys.